Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Fanning, and this is Warm Up 444. And this morning I was listening to Impact Theory, and Tom was interviewing Dalbat Quintz. And if you know him, he's the trainer of the stars, so to speak. He was on one of the trainers on The Biggest Loser, and the conversation they're having was just about the five pillars of health, but they were also talking about just how do you get better and how do you succeed. And I'll put a link to the podcast so you can listen to it. But there was a couple things that I thought that I took out of that I thought were really interesting, and so I just wrote some notes here. So one of the things he says, people that he trains, they say, I want this, but they don't want that. And what they do is they have this, he called it a disempowering narrative. And so he gave some examples on that. So for example, let's see this. I want more time in my day, but I love sleeping in. This happens all the time. I see this when I coach, right? Hey, you got to get up early. Well, I want more time in my day, but oh my gosh, I love sleeping in, right? I want to lose weight, but I love ice cream. I love that donut in the morning with my coffee. I want to make more money, but I'm afraid of change, right? I'm really comfortable where I am right now, and I don't know if the change is going to be something that I can do, right? I want to save money, but shopping brings me joy. I love buying stuff. I love going shopping. It's my pastime. I want to be more focused, but I love my social media, and it's hard for me not to get distracted. And so there's all these things we want. We say we want, but then the question is that we have this narrative that fights it, that goes against it. And in there he said just every day you've got to be conscious of the choices that you choose to make and what you choose to do. And one of the other things that he said in there, is he said that when you have that narrative, that disempowering narrative, then it's really hard for you to stay on task, on track. And it's what you do every day that matters, not what you do once in a while. And the challenge is when you have that disempowering narrative, what happens is you don't get to great, right? If you want to get to great, there's got to be discipline, and there's got to be the fight of that excuse. And so he said, okay, so what are three things? If you think about three things that you could tell people that you train to help them to understand what they need to do and where they need to go. And he said, here they are. Number one is simply this: be honest with yourself. And really ask yourself, is this thing that I'm holding on to, right? That I'm holding on to, is it benefiting me? And this narrative that I have and this excuse that I'm making, is it benefiting me? Be honest with yourself. The next one is each day be your best you, not compared to anybody else, but each day be your best you. And the last one, I love this: reduce or remove the excuses, right? And we all have them. All of us have excuses. We make excuses for all kinds of things. But the problem is, right, if you're not honest with yourself, if you don't try each day just to be a little bit better, and you don't reduce the excuses, you are not going to get to great. You'll get to kinda. You'll get to kinda this, kinda that. And I gotta tell you, kinda's not any fun place to be. Push yourself. Get out of your comfort zone. Have some resilience. Be disciplined. Limit the excuses. If you want something, then be willing to do. I love it. John Assaraf says, when you're interested in something, you'll do what's convenient. But when you're committed, you'll do whatever it takes. I'll say that again. When you're interested in something, you'll do what's convenient. But when you're committed, you'll do whatever it takes. And that's what we're talking about. So hopefully you found this helpful. Please, please, please watch the podcast. I'll put a link to it in here. Everybody be awesome and help somebody. Make it a great day. Talk to you later.